clears Kyle Busch for the race lead. Danica Patrick into the wall, spinning back down into traffic. White flag is out. This is the last lap of the race.
Does Harvick have enough fuel to get back here? See Kyle Busch almost spinning there inside of Denny Hamlin.
They're coming to turn 3. Patrick is driven away from the scene. The long dry spell for Kevin Harvick and Richard Childress Racing comes to a close at Phoenix. He slides to the finish line while they crash behind him. Keselowski threads the needle as cars crash to the checkered flag.
I don't understand why they didn't throw the caution there. 10 car was losing a lot of fluid.
Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, all torn up. Patrick in the middle of it.
Hop out.
Paul Menard. And look at the side of the new championship leader's car.
He's lucky. That's all he's got.
Very, very fortunate. Yeah, that's a situation where you can't let that dictate. When there's an accident, the caution has to be thrown. I realize what we've been through and trying to get this done, but the circumstances shouldn't dictate that whatsoever.
Still a great win for Harvick.
Oh, what a great job he did of driving this car to victory.
Passed Kyle Busch on the outside on a restart with 8 to go. Got away from Kyle Busch on the outside on a green-white checker restart. Managed to slide sideways a little bit through some of that liquid that it appeared was on the racetrack coming off turn 4 and get to the checkered flag. And for Kevin Harvick, a day that for so many others has resulted in mayhem and chaos, is going to result in a victory celebration, the first one since September of 2011 for Harvick. Brad Keselowski will finish 6th. Well, while Brad looks at his race car and gathers his thoughts, let's look at all that happened.
Burton, yeah, he just got in the left rear. Danica, she just goes up and crashes pretty hard. Surprised the caution didn't come out here.
And it should be thrown right there. Car sitting in the middle of the racetrack.
Look at the streak.
Wow. Brad Keselowski, very, very fortunate that he got back there without more damage and, wow, some hard hits right here.
Wow, look at the lick Danica took right there. Oh. What a mess.
Look at that streak. Look at it.
See Harvick just power sliding through there. A lot of cars. Oh, man. Kurt Busch hit a ton.
Ryan Newman took a couple of hard hits.
That's a hard way to get a top 5 finish, but that's what Newman did.
You have a car in the wall in the inside lane. Inside lane, coming to the checker here. Frank, come on through here. Come on through here. Let's get through here. Let's get through here. There you go.
Well,
I want to say it's P5. Big wreck behind you now. Going to have a big wreck behind you. A lot of...
Well, Vince, top 6 finish for Brad Keselowski and the championship lead heading to the final race.
He's managing a smile, but certainly was a hard-earned smile today. You're the championship leader. We'll address that in a moment. But first, how about the finish and everything you had to drive through to get there?
You know, I raced pretty hard last week at Texas, and a couple guys gave me flack for it. But there's a difference between racing hard and what we saw today. You know, that was, you know, borderline ridiculous at times. But Well, we survived, and I'm proud of everyone on the Miller Lite team for that. We had a great car, and things just didn't quite play to our strengths, but that's okay. I felt very lucky to make it through all the corners today.
You have a 21-point lead in the championship. What was your initial thought when you realized that Jimmie Johnson had been involved in the accident?
My initial thought was I heard he blew a right front tire, and you know, I was thinking, what conspiracy theorist is going to come up with a theory on this one? And then you realize that the same thing can happen to you, and so you know, you try not to let that get into you too much, and try to just focus on what you got and make sure you don't have the same problem. And you know, and that was really what I was thinking. Obviously, there's no guarantees. We could go next week to Homestead, have the same problem, and you know, Jimmie take the point lead back over. So no guarantees, but very proud to have that points lead heading into next week.
Yeah, glad you're okay. I know there was some heavy contact there on that car, Brad Keselowski. Dave?
Vince, we are standing by with Jimmie Johnson. Finishes 33rd today, 21 points behind. Jimmie, what is your view of the championship now?
It's way out of our control, obviously, with the problem we had today. We still have to go to Homestead and race, and you know, anything can happen down there, but not the position we want to be in leaving Phoenix. So, you know, I feel terrible for my team and how hard these guys work. Everybody at Hendrick Motorsports, Lowe's, Cobalt Tools, Chevrolet, you know, across the board, there's been a huge effort put into this to try to get us a championship. And you know, I just hate for our day to turn out as it did today. But it's racing, and you know, we'll go to Homestead and do all we can down there and see how things pan out.
Jimmie, what was going on with the race car, and what were you trying to do with it when the accident occurred?
We were cruising along, and you know, I think we're gonna have a top 10 day, maybe a top 5 day if things worked out at the end. And I had a slight vibration starting in the right front. I didn't know where it was really coming from, but clearly now it was the right front. And then as I was coming off turn 4, it you know, went down and straight in the wall I went. So you know, another 30-40 feet around the corner, I probably just had a flat, not hit the wall. But where it let go, I had a direct line at the wall and knocked it down.
Fate usually smiles on you. It didn't seem to that time.
No, it's the way way it goes. Anything can happen in racing. I'm very proud of the year. I'm very proud of the effort my entire Lowe's team has put in. Hate to see it potentially end this way, but again, that's racing. I've been doing this a long time, and I've won a few championships, and I've lost a lot. Losing isn't any fun, but we'll be back next weekend and next year hungrier than ever, and do the best job we can.
And Alan, double checking timing and scoring. It is 20 points now that Jimmie is behind Brad Keselowski.
Yeah, because the race ran some extra laps, Jimmie was able to gain one more spot and finish 32nd instead of the 33rd.
Yeah, he did. We thought he could make a spot, but he did.
Because the race went extra laps, he passed David Reagan there. Well, while Jimmie's left to answer the what happened question,